time, Omar.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping so thinking about something different. Why you making just relax a bit, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. Holy shift. Omar is on Heaven High Podcast. What? Yay. I am so excited, y'all. All I know is this is going to be a fun episode because not only is Omar super powerful and wonderful and loving and talkative and honest, but he's also like spiritual. Like anything could happen while we're doing this podcast, anything. And do we talk? Okay, let me introduce Omar to you. Let's figure out what we're going to talk about. Omar Angulo is a spiritual teacher. And he taught on the retreat that I went on in Mexico not too long ago, Holy Shift. He also is a psychic. And let me tell you, before the retreat started, we met there earlier. And Omar will be talking to me. Tanji, I'm feeling something right here. Tanji, this is what you need. He reads tarot cards. He read mine. He read everybody's before. And like we were all just blown away how so on point he was with everything. But that was wonderful because it gave all of us confirmation that we were right where we were supposed to be. He's a yoga instructor. After the retreat, I wanted to learn how to teach yoga because he had me in all kind of little positions and things, but I let that go. He's a music artist, y'all. He's a rapper. For real. I mean, like for real. And he sings and he has a really nice voice, which is a whole nother thing. I don't know if I'll be able to play some of his music because I don't know if YouTube will block it out. He's also an author. And wait, first, let me tell y'all, he's an actor. Like he even died on a TV show. We can lead y'all to that. He's an author. He wrote a book called 216 and the Secrets of the Universe. Now, this book chronicles his personal journey and his search for meaning following the suicide of his oldest brother, who I'm sure I would have loved because his birthday was February 16th. And I done had a bunch of boyfriends' birthday. No, February 14th. It's not February 16th?
No, that's the day he passed on 2/16. His birthday was June 6th. He was a Gemini.
Oh, too. Even better. His birthday is June the 6th. He's a Gemini like me. He's a Gemini. And then his rebirth was February 16th. He got me both ways. But let me tell you a little bit about Omar. So early on, this is reawakened through tragedy. So I want y'all to know that early on, Omar started experiencing having some spiritual experiences, dreams and visions and visitations. And, when we say that God is everywhere evenly present, Omar would hear, he would see, he would smell, he would taste. I don't know, all of that. We'll find out about all of that. And, when you're young and those things happen and nobody else in your family talks about these things, you can feel a little alienated. So he was smart because they kept coming. So he went and searched. I'm paraphrasing your stuff, Omar. He went and searched for a community that would understand what it was that he was going through. And he found this Native community where spirituality was normal, like on our retreat. Everything we talked about, it was like heaven. But during 2020, the Native community closed down. And that was one of the things that blessed us, because then he went on to start In a Good Way podcast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. And on his podcast, he connects with all of these spiritual people from all around the world. And I am so excited to have him in my world today. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you. That was an amazing intro. Thank you so much. I'm honored to
Because
be here.
you are amazing, and I'm so excited to have you here. And I have to stay calm. I have my notes. I have a bunch of questions, but I'm gonna try to flow with it. So, could you tell us how you first started realizing that you had all of these gifts?
I think it was probably through dreams when I was younger, right? It was probably through dreams first and then music, right? I would have the premonitions. The premonitions were, yeah, it would never fail, right? Like if there was someone I hadn't talked to in a while, I dream of them and then they'll call me that day, or it was just a little too much to not notice it, right? And
Right.
after the fact, though, I remember even just being, similar to you, like when you say you felt you were like an angel for God. I think as a kid, I already felt that, oh, I'm here to do, to be like this warrior for God. So it's funny that I felt already like calling to be like a warrior for God, right? A
Yes.
soldier for God kind of thing, right? So I had that knowing, I guess, as a kid, right? Maybe, I could remember 7 years old, 6 years old, talking to God like if he was my BFF or something, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
So and then after that, yeah, I guess, as you get older, um, yeah, I just started connecting things. Also, I had a lot of life and death situations, being around like street stuff and all that. So, and just normal stuff. Like I was in a big car accident at 16 years old that left me hospitalized. And I think I had every single year something would happen to me that would make me stay like kind of out of commission for at least maybe a few weeks, a couple
Yes.
months. So it was funny, like all along and every single year, right? Like one year I had knee surgery, another year I was in a huge car accident, then another year, another car accident that left me out of commission for a couple months. So it was every year something would make me, and I think during those times I was connected, probably talking to God every day or something like that,
Now, let me ask you this: when you weren't out of commission, because it's evident that they had to sit you down to communicate, what were you doing? Were you running the streets? Were you making music? What were you doing? What was preventing you from connecting when you weren't forced to sit down?
Yeah, it was. I got kicked out of school in the beginning of my sophomore year, so it was
Because
like
because
I was kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. I did have I had, right, like now that it's legal, but I had weed on me and I had it like in my wallet for months, probably like half a year. I didn't even remember it was in there. And I went with some friends that were about to smoke and I got caught with them.
um,
And then when they searched us, I was like, I was like, wow. I mean, they found it on back then. It was a huge deal, right? Like it was,
yes,
even
yes.
though it was like a little, I still had it, you know. So
Because
yeah, I mean,
I want them to understand what type of environment you grew up in.
well, yeah, it was you know, around, I was still in Los Angeles County, right? There was like the first place I grew up in, it was like, every street had like a different gang, right? So, like I found a dead body on my street when I was like in second grade. There was a drive-by shooting. Where I lived, there was like the guy behind us was from a gang. Up the street, there was a guy from another gang across the street. Like my best friend's sister was dating a guy from another gang up the street. There was a guy from another gang. So it was
Wow.
always like too close, right? So there was always like, the helicopter was always flying like every night over the house, right? So it was a interesting environment, right? Like
That gives me a different perspective though when you say every year something would happen. Like we think, oh, he keeps hurting himself, but it was, ooh, he keeps hurting himself because it gave you a chance to zone in and connect to spirit, right?
yeah, because even that, when I was young, I saw like I had almost like they were separating me from that, right? Because even when I was in high school, I ended up getting in a breakdancing crew. Uh, and from there, most of the people in that breakdancing crew got in gangs. They went from breakdancing to being from different
Wow.
neighborhoods. So even then, when I was trying to break that, but I messed up my knee. I had to get surgery, and the
How do
car
you
accident.
know? How do you know it's bad luck, y'all? How do you know? It might not be. It might be protecting you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I think things were always protecting me in that way, right? I see them now. Like a few years ago during the pandemic, I was going on my bike, right, for exercise, and I got run over, and I was like, what just happened? Like, even now being all like, hey, God loves me, this and that, like I still got run over, and I was like, I was crossing on the green, and a car just boom and plowed through me, never hit the brakes. But I looked down, I still had my legs. I walked away without a scratch.
See.
And I was like, okay, I guess this is another kind of sit down moment, like, so
Yes.
I
Yes.
had, yeah, so I know now, but back then, even when I was young, I didn't know. But now I know, like, all these things that were happening, probably saved my life, uh, in the context of the way things were back then. So,
Okay, did y'all hear that? That's one thing I want to make sure y'all are keeping up here because his life is pretty amazing. So if you're going through something right now and you think, oh, why is all this happening to me? Why is this all why? Look for the good in it. See if you can find the good before the good presents itself. Go ahead, Omar. So we're talking about how you were reawakened through
mm,
tragedy. So even with spirit talking to you in this way, with your dreams, with your premonitions, that still wasn't enough for you to just stop and say, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be doing something with this? Or did you do something with that gift?
no, when I was younger, it was all focused on, like, kind of the street stuff, right? Like, or I think I had enough knowledge to know that I wasn't gonna join a gang, right? It didn't make sense to me. Even when I was young, it just didn't make sense to me. I would see my friends how, oh, we're gonna go to a party in this neighborhood. Oh man, I can't go to that neighborhood. Or to go to that neighborhood, you had to go like fully strapped, kind of, with,
Wow.
yeah. So it
Wow.
was like, oh wow. So this is what that, like, I had already been around the gangs, but I saw that friends that were getting into these different neighborhoods. Then everywhere we went, and I was such a free spirit, being a Gemini. I think my brain kind of processed, like, wait a second, like, I like going to all these places. So how am I gonna, right, close that off, right?
Yes.
So I think that, but I still kind of live that way, right? Because it's just your environment. You grow up around the same stuff. I was getting in fights, every pretty much every time we would go out to a house party,
Wow.
there'd be a huge fight, right? So violence was an everyday thing. Actually, the same, right? Like, after all that stuff stopped, it kind of feels uncomfortable, right? When things are peaceful, like, I know
Mhm.
people experience this in relationships, even, right? When, if someone's always used to these toxic relationships, they go into something peaceful, they'll make something out of nothing because they're so
Yes.
used to the chaos. So I experienced that young with that, like, the you know people shooting at you or this and that, and it's like, hey, that felt normal. Like, when it
Wow.
wasn't happening, it's like, this feels kind of boring, like, you know what I mean? So I know that, but I experienced that early in life, right?
So I'm going two different directions. One, I want to hear one of your raps from that time. I would like to share. Could you just share one verse? Just one verse?
um I mean, but it has the one I could think of that is like the one that has it has bad words though.
I don't care. I want to hear it. I just want to share the power because when you rap, like just share. Go.
Okay, well, this was one that I did, and I wrote it young. See, so even that, I got kind of tired of all that, um, kind of young, right? So even me be still being a teenager, I wrote this verse already trying to teach, because I feel like we grew up real fast back then, right? So I had this one verse, and it was actually like the second song I ever wrote, and it was called Adolescence, right? And
Hmm.
it goes like, Oh man, I could break down each part of the song of the verse to because each part meant something, right? But I'll just say it real quick. Then the verse was like, it goes, it's like Shaquille and Kobe together whooping your ass. For a second, everybody thought the Raiders were back. Why such a rush, little dog, to go and pick up a strap? You had a lesson and enjoy it, cause that dead don't last. The fast cash and man, I'd give it right back. Crooked homies, cops be hating and these scandalous hood rats. Is it that bad? You got a roof over your head. And to my more unfortunate homies, stop wishing for death. I know it's rough. This world is tough. They throw you crumbs, not bread, but you can make it. Life don't waste it. Take it step by step. And all the young ladies, don't be in a hurry to bloom. Just keep your mind on your money and listen up in that room. Cause soon you'll be in my shoes, wishing you could go back to playing football on the streets of flirting with girls in class. Staying late out with my dogs before the drugs and the gangs. Riding bikes, handlebars, or the pegs in the back. It's adolescence. That there is precious. And don't forget it, cause once it's gone, that's it, dog, and you just might regret it. All the things I should have done, but I can't trip. It was fun. Reminiscing on my past and how it was to be young. It's adolescence. So that was like
Ooh.
thank you.
Ooh. Ooh. See, because I can feel from your music, I can feel all that y'all were experiencing. Like, because that wasn't, have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
love that though. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how you said you, like, I thought I was an angel. How did
Mm,
I blessing people? You were a warrior. I
mm.
love that. I love that. And you still are. So, do you want to share what the verses meant, or are you going to tell us what happened that caused you to finally, or what are some of the things that happened that caused you to finally step into your gift?
Um,
Because you're
well,
special, Omar. Yo,
thank
he's,
you.
go ahead.
No, well, I mean, I think even with the music, see, I got into a group, my friend, and it was funny because there was already a few people. I was like, all right, I'm trying to, make a rap group, and then so we could take this seriously, right? Because yeah, when you're growing up, for example, this is how I started writing music when I was like, I think 15 years old. One of my friends, I used to, already drinking, go to ditching parties, drink, and I would just start freestyling, right? I'm pretty sure it wasn't great back then, but I had this one friend that was like, man, you gotta write your stuff down. Man, it's dope. You gotta write it down. And then I was like, well, what do I write about? Just write about what you're going through. So that's how my rap started. See, like my rap originally wasn't that creativity. I learned that later, but
Mm-hmm.
at first it was more like the realness, right? Like that's how it came out. It was the truth. Just
Yeah.
like my friend, he was like, oh, well, write about what you go through. So that's how it started coming out. And so, when after I met a few people, but I didn't really I wasn't feeling it, right? And then I met my friend, whom I had met him at a ditching party, right? He was like a little, I think he was a year or two older, I think just 1 year older. And see, thanks for me getting kicked out of school. I met him because he had also got kicked out of school. And then I went up to him. I was like, hey, are you still rapping? And then he did something for me. I did something for him. And then we came together. And it was funny because, see, I knew there was a spiritual thing because the second song, it was his song. Like it would like that. Like I would come out with a song or two, then he would, then I would. So we were always writing together. He was a Gemini too, so forget it. We were like, yeah,
Yeah.
super creative, right? If I wasn't coming up with something, he would. But the second song we wrote was already, and the third were already spiritual in nature. It was like the second one, literally. Imagine here we are, teenagers, and the second song, the chorus was like, visions of warriors past, the voices spoke to me at last. Put on my war paint for the clash. Burn down your whole hood to a nest.
Wow.
Visions of stuff we brought. So it was like visions of warriors past. The voices spoke to me at last. Put on my war paint for the clash. So I was
Wow.
like, wow, yeah, my friend came with. So I already knew. I was like, oh, I'm meant to rap with this guy. He didn't even know nothing really about. Well, he would hear me rapping about like different things with God and this and that, and he was like, man, that was, you got all biblical and this and that, and I was just channeling. I didn't even know what, like I was channeling, what I was
Wow.
writing.
The
Yeah, it was
lyrics.
coming. Yeah, it was crazy. I would
Yeah.
write about things I had never even heard of. I remember once, right in that song, actually, the Vision the Warriors Past, I wrote something about God in the battle at Megiddo, for you I'll bleed or something. I'm like, Megiddo. I was like, am I trying to say like am I trying to talk like mi ghetto, like my ghetto, like something like that? And
Oh, yes.
I knew to go to an encyclopedia. I looked it up, and it said Megiddo is where the final battle between good and evil will take place in the Bible. And I'm like,
Wow.
what? I'm like, how is this? So I was already channeling with the
Wow.
music, yeah. And then even the third song we wrote, like my friend came up with it too, the chorus, and it was like, just putting my life in God's hands. Said it ain't easy trying to become a man. I thugged it all I can. And it was like, see, already as teenagers, we're like, man, we're tired of this street life, right? Like, God, we're putting our life in your hands. So we were already on another level as far as that goes. Being teenagers, already rapping about, visions and God, putting your life in God's hands and God guide my life
Yes.
kind of thing. So
Warrior.
yeah, warriors, but for God, right? So it was on another level. And so then I started noticing, oh, something's coming through me, right? When I write, like something's speaking through me, right? Something like that. I hope I answered your question, because I know that was kind of
You
long
are.
for your
Go ahead.
question. No, no,
You
no.
started
Go ahead.
you started paying attention. So after you noticed that that voice was speaking through you, then you got more focused listening when you wrote your music, or I want to know how your life changed as you recognized that gift.
Yeah, it then it became like, oh, this is how we're gonna reach the world, right? Like then I started noticing, oh wow, okay, we do so like it was almost like it'd be like one thugged out song, one song with a message, right? Like it'd be like the adolescent song, then a thugged out song, then in God's hands, then another thugged out song. Then so it was like, wow, like there was this one song, then I came up with like can't let them break me, like right, and it was like, yeah, it was something about I can't think right now because it was such a long time ago, but it was like that about God, right? Like, God, I put my faith in you. Like, even though I have friends like plotting to get me, like, or things like that, like I trust God, right? Like God. So it was always like that. So I was like, wow, this is how we're gonna open people up to, connecting to God or
Yes.
whatever spirit, however you want to put it. So there was always that in the music, and I started noticing that early on. And then one of my huge awakenings was, fast forward, still in my early 20s, I had a lot of life and death situations. So at that point, I couldn't deny it anymore. You want me to just go into the story, or
Yes. Share.
okay? So what happened was, you know, I was going through all that, right? I had already even crashed at like 100 miles an hour, all this stuff, right? Just being a fool, or acting a fool. And I was working this new job at a warehouse, right? And at that time, right, early 20s, I was already really aware. So one day I was like, okay, I think I was already getting signs, tons of premonitions, everything. So I asked God a very specific question, right? I go in my room, right? At that time I was around Christian people. So to my understanding, with like demons or nothing can't hear if you don't say it out loud, right? So you got to pray to God in your head. So that's how I did it, right? I went in my room, locked the door, turned off the light, kneeled down by my bed, and prayed something in my head. And I asked God a very specific question, right? So there's nothing. Then the next day I go to work at a new job I had started about 40 minutes away. And then this guy comes up to me, right? This like gangbanger guy, or he was an ex-gangbanger at that time, right? He had gone to prison for like over 8 years and came out all tatted up. He comes up to me and he's like, hey, I don't want you to think I'm a weirdo or anything, but I had a dream and I think it was for you. And I'm like, yeah, I get all excited. Like, yeah, yeah, tell me. And he's like, what? Like, and he gave me the exact answer to the question I had asked God in my head, in my room, lights off, right?
Wow.
Didn't say it out loud. The exact. And that was my thing. If you answer this for me, I'll never doubt you again. And from then on, like, that's kind of like, it was on from there. Like, okay, like,
Wow.
there's something.
Wow. And so how did your life change after you got that information? How did it manifest in your physical world?
Well, I thought, I kept thinking like the music, but I kept facing obstacles with the music, right? I was like, I thought like even Tupac was a huge inspiration, right? Um, you know, like Tupac, I saw how he was trying to reach the world, but his time got cut short. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna learn from his mistakes. I'm not gonna get like, if I make it to that big place, I'm not gonna end up with the wrong people. I'm not gonna, right? Like, because I
Right.
think he could have changed the. He literally, and he said it
Right.
right. He's all if he's all. I'm not saying I'm gonna change the world, but I will spark the brain that changes the world. So I was like, okay, maybe he's talking about me. Maybe I'm one of these people that could carry on his legacy, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he did change my life. Actually, wow, I can't believe I forgot that. So Tupac once in a song he said that his mom, so his mom taught that to him and he taught that to me, right? He said, my mom always told me, if you can't find something to live for, you best find something to die for. And so
Mhm.
at that time in my life, I didn't have nothing. I it was almost like I was trying to die without like, right? Like if someone pulled out a gun on me, I'd run towards them or like, just like I had all this like anger, right? And so
And why do you think you had the anger?
well, because growing up, right, I would get beat up a lot as a little kid, and even later when I didn't even have a shaved head. I had hair. Like people would stop me and point guns at me and all this stuff. Like so, it was always. I think the first time someone wanted to shoot me was like in elementary, and my friend told them, "Hey, that's the wrong guy." It was like imagine
Wow.
it was the wrong guy. Like they here this grown man was wanting to shoot me and it was the wrong person, you know what I mean? So
Wow.
all
In
that stuff starts
elementary.
building. It seems harmless, but for someone like me,
No,
right, that's
it
being,
doesn't seem
okay,
harmless.
yeah. So picture one of your kids being at a, I think we're at a bus stop once, yeah, and this guy stops and he's like, oh, that's the guy. I don't know, he thought I had broken his window or something, he wanted to shoot me or something like that,
Wow.
right? And my friend's like, no, that's not him. Like, that's not the guy,
Wow.
so all that stuff starts building this resentment, right? Like, because you feel fear, right? And it's the fight or flight. So I chose, at one point I snapped and I was like, that's it, it's all fight. It's fight, fight, fight,
So at
fight.
the same time you're having this resentment, you're also having these and that's why you had to close the door and turn off the light. So is it like two versions, one that's angry and the other one that's reaching for the heavens?
No, I think um it's like as a kid, right? Yeah, I was happy and this and that, and then it's like all the things, it's almost like I had a lot of those, like, not as extreme, obviously, right? But I had a lot of like those Jesus moments, like, my God, why have you forsaken me? Like in that brief moment, like, wait, what's happening here? Like all those were like little triggers of like, wait, I wasn't doing nothing. Why is someone messing with me, right? Why is this cop pointing a gun at my head? Why is this person
Yeah.
gangbanger
Yeah.
pointing a gun at my head? Why is this happening, right? Like, so in those moments, it would be rage, right? Because you're already tired of it. So there's not even anger or hate. It's straight rage, right? Like, like I yelled at a cop before for stopping me, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And you could see it in his face how bad he wanted to shoot me. Like, had this been modern times where they a lot more openly shot people, I would
They
have
would have
probably got
shot
shot.
you.
But just shaking, right, turning red, like, oh, and me just still yelling, like, because I knew I didn't do nothing wrong, and just
Yeah.
being so fed up, right? Like, it's a crazy thing to yeah. So
So you told me once about a story where you were mad at this music guy. Do you remember?
yeah.
I'm wondering, was that story before or after your brother?
No, way before, yeah. Well, yeah, that was just another. I guess I told you because
Well,
I won't
tell the
go.
people though. Tell the people so that they can keep up.
No, well, I won't go too much into the story in detail, but I'll just say this. Like I told you how, for example, that's when I was trying to do the music. I felt like that, right? I wasn't gonna be a doctor. I wasn't gonna be a lawyer. In those times, that's when we had that dream. We really felt like this is my only shot out of this kind of life, right? I'm not gonna be. I think at that point, enough people had told me good things about the music that I felt like I should make it with this music, right, or something. But I was
That's very
working with
good.
this. Yeah, thank you. And I was working with this producer, and yeah, he lived all the way away, right? And like a few, in traffic alley, all that stuff, right? And so I would go over there, and rather than work on music, like this guy was like, oh, I'm this hardcore Christian guy, and but then I'd get to his house and he's, oh, check it out. My friend went and recorded this like in I don't know what country, like, and he'll put like some porn stuff or hey, like, because I showed up once to his house and my friend's sister was with me, so he'd always be like, oh, come on, bring me a girl or this and that, and I'm like, dude, I'm driving all the way over here to work on music, right? So finally, yeah, one day I was gonna go over there to hurt this guy, right? And on my way over there, it was like I just start singing this song, and it was like I stopped and I pulled over and I'm like, I gotta write this song down because it was like, and it was, I think that was God, right? That was God working his magic, knowing like I cared more about the music than even, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You
But
had
even
like
that,
it went back to what Tupac said, have something to live for, to die for.
yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
went from there to I live for this. Like
yeah.
it's so many people are going through things right now. And the reason that I like for you to share your story is because, or your stories, is because I'm sure people can find themselves in it, and that can be encouraging to them. So what was the moment that really changed your life? Or was it one, that birthed your book, or that birthed
Oh,
your
okay.
podcast, or that really, because I haven't met the Omar that you've been describing.
Mm.
I met this Omar, the Omar that's like Tangi, the spirits are right here, and I'm seeing, this is good for you, Tangi. And did you have, you got, that Omar. What birthed this Omar?
Well, I think the most beautiful thing that happened was in college when well, just age too, right? I felt responsible, right? Like I didn't there were some weird things that happened. Like I know after I crashed my car, for example, um like I needed to get another car and do this and that. And so I remember even my dad lending me money.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember even I was like, I can make this money real fast
Doing,
doing
yeah.
crooked stuff, right? And pay him back. But I was like, what if then I go to jail and I don't pay my dad back a cent, right? After he went out of his way, like, and did me that favor, right? Like he did me that favor. And we didn't always have the best relationship, but when it came down to that, he actually like, okay, cool,
Came
here's your money.
through.
Go get a car so you could get to work. Boom, boom, boom. So I was like, wow. And I made that was more important, like the loyalty, right? I was like, wow, I hate working these warehouse jobs and this and that, but if I end up doing it, I know I can. But so then that started changing that too, right? Like that kind of be more responsible, being like normal, right? Like working regular jobs, just doing it that way. And then in college, so even that was part of it. Going back to school, because at the job I was at, I couldn't advance unless right, I had a degree and all that. So I went back to school. Then I got in contact with like a native community, and then that changed everything. Because then now I could talk about these things that I had been experiencing. Now I was nurtured in a way, right? So
Mhm.
that made my spiritual connection explode. Like it was community. So if I could sum it all up, community was very important because I had tried. Some people find it, so don't take this in any kind of way. If this is working for you, then great. But like I try to be around the religions, the churches, and I saw they didn't get it right. They didn't understand to the level that I was experiencing things. They didn't understand that, right? Because I try to kind of dip my toes and see like, do they really get it? They say it, or even if they really, you know what I mean? So the native community was the most nurturing thing that could have happened to me. And that's when that became a walk, right? There's elders and there's respect and there's this reverence for the mother earth and for people. And that's when even it was uncomfortable. Like they we would hug each other, right? And they said like, hey, like that if the average person, like if you hug at least 8 times a day, you're healthier and this and that. I never got so many hugs in my life. It was like now I'm hugging people and all this stuff. So that was a
Don't be
whole
afraid to hug, y'all. Go ahead.
yeah. You'll live longer, like you'll live healthier. 8 hugs a day is the recommended thing,
I
right? And
get
you
it.
put
I'm a
yeah,
hugger.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
changed. Yeah. So before, I've even hugged people now where they kind of look and I'm like, oh shoot, it's so automatic to me to hug, right? Because being around the native community, that's how it was, right? Like just hugging, when you hug, put heart to heart kind of thing, right? So that changed me and my spiritual walk, right? And then going to ceremonies and then having then the visions got amplified to other, just, I don't know, a lot more understanding. Things were they started becoming open. I don't know how much time we have. So if you want me to jump into the other part, then I could do that. Or unless you have another question you want to ask
No,
me.
go ahead and jump. Let's reawaken through tragedy. Jump into that part.
Okay. So I was already on the walk, right? That I thought, yeah, eventually I'm gonna be a medicine man or something. Right now that I found, I had
I can
already
see
been
that.
having.
I can see you being a medicine man. Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's what I thought at them. Okay, I'm being around this.
A rapper
Then
medicine man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, I guess the culture, I should have brought that in because um that was really huge too, right? Like even the first time I went to a native powwow and I heard the drums, and I went for an extra credit class for school, right? I was in this
You were
class.
home. I can see it.
Yeah. And as soon as I heard the drums, my eyes watered up. Like I
Yep.
didn't even know what was happening, right? My
Yep.
eyes watered up. Like I was like, whoa, like it spoke to my DNA, right? It was like just hearing the native drums as I stay. Even right now, as I'm telling you, I'm getting chills.
I see it.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So culture was very important, right? So that's why even on that step, right? I was talking to the elder, and even the elder would be like, "Well, I haven't experienced what you experienced, but I'll take you to the right people to start sending you in that direction, right?" Or things like that. So that started changing my life. Then I was on that walk, right? So fast forward, all this is happening. 2019, right? 2019, my brother takes his life, right? Um, I'm gonna try to cut it as best I can, but you know, he was in military, so it was just kind of like, oh, PTSD. They kind of, right. He had been to like 3 wars, not like he had been deployed 3 times, right, to war. So, it was kind of just that, right. But then what happened was, after this happened, I was kind of upset because I was like, wait, you give me all these things, you've even sent me to help other people, but you didn't warn me about my brother. Like, what's happening here? Like, I was upset. And even
Upset
while,
with spirit.
oh yeah, like,
Yeah.
no way, you let me down. Like, what's up with this? Now here I am trying to, okay, I'm gonna change the world, or just be in service, right? However, I don't
I
even have to change the
understand.
world. Just being whatever, a healer, medicine, or whatever direction I was gonna, because I was already having dreams of this kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, if that's the direction I'm going, you couldn't look out for me with this. This is crazy. And then it was confirmed because about a month after my brother passed, I was on Facebook because all his military friends were reaching out. I think they were just finding out, like, hey, what's going on? And I happened to go on Facebook because I would never be on it. And then, one of my friends jumped out at me and they were telling me, message your friend. And I was like, no, I didn't see them put my
Hey,
condolences.
pause
But
for a second. So he's saying he was on Facebook, and you see your friends on Facebook, and he saw one and it stood out. That person stood out to him, and then Spirit said, reach out to him.
yeah.
Right? Okay, go ahead, finish.
And then I said, no, I'm not gonna reach out. They didn't even express their condolences, nothing, and that's me just assuming everyone sees everything, right? And then they're like, if you don't message your friend, you'll regret it. And I was like, fine, okay, I'll message my friend. And I messaged them, and then um and yeah, after I looked back and I saw that there was nothing to indicate anything was wrong with them, not even in the message. I just call them, hey, I'll go to you. He lived a few miles away. I went. And when I get there, this friend tells me, oh, I think God or an angel sent you to me, right? I think this friend was probably like in that same headspace, right? Like probably going through something
Mhm.
similar through what my brother had gone through. I didn't even ask details because I already knew, right? I felt it. And as he said that, like I was like, yeah, I know. Like I put my head down, kind of like, yeah, I know. And then I look up and I'm just like, I'm grateful because this is a good friend, right? I'm grateful. But at the same time, I'm over here like, wait a second. Cause it clicks, right? Like, wait, so you do send me to how people see? Like, I mean, I already knew, but it was like, wow. So
Right.
someone to be like, hey, God or an angel send you, and you didn't send me to how my own brother, like you're
Brother.
kidding me, right? Like nothing. I didn't get any. And then after too, I was blaming myself because I remember like 5 days prior, I reached out to him and he was just answering me very short. So even then, I felt the need to reach out to him. I'm like, hey, you good? And he was like, yeah, you or something. And he never replied like that. Like never. So he was
Mm.
very short, right? Like, and I didn't push. So I was like, okay. So maybe they were, but I was just like, okay, you this clearly told me message your friend. So you could have told me message your brother, right? You could have been like, if you don't
Right.
message your brother, you'll regret it. The way you told me with my own
About that
friend,
boy.
right?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So I was just upset and I kind of spiraled, and because of that, my revenge was like, I'm gonna take my own life, right? I was like, okay, forget this then, right? All this thing, cause that, right? I had a I had a reason, but now I felt like my brother, right? He had a family, he had the like I felt like he had everything to live for, right? Like I was kind of just, you know, doing what I felt like I was being called to do, but that, right? Like he had all these kids and all this stuff. So
Right.
it was like, why would you do that, right? And all that. He dedicated his life of service over 20 years in the military, going to war, all this stuff. And this is how he goes. Like, you're kidding me, right? Like he
Yeah.
deserved better.
Yeah.
So I was very upset, like with the spirit world, right? And so I was gonna take my life. And then that's when they visited me that night, because it was like I think they were like, oh, he's gonna do it, like boom, send in someone else. And it was like this woman that looked, I thought it was an angel. She was dressed very like she had a authority, right? Like a major, a colonel, or something very, and everything was telepathic. She took me to my brother. She like, go ahead, go talk to him. Like everything was just telepathic. I go see my brother, and when I wake up, like it's a long story, so I don't know if you want me to, like I could probably
Tell me when I wake up.
okay. So then when I wake up, it was like I knew I had this thing in my closet, didn't have a door, and I look and I could see, because there were different people in the dream that I knew, right? I was like, whoa. So I wake up and there's this picture frame, right? From when I was in the military, and I could see it. I wake up sideways and I could see, and I get up, and when I grab it before I open it, I go, no effing way, right? And when I open it, it was when I had graduated from the military. And my brother passed on 216. That's why the book is called 216, right?
Mhm.
And I had graduated 216. So then it was like, okay, so it was just a graduation, right? Like my brother just graduated. That's what you're
Mhm.
showing me. And then it was exactly 12 years prior to his 216. So I'm like, okay. So that's
Wow.
what they're showing me. This world is just a school. My brother passed his, like that was it for him, right? Like it was already written that, because what are the
Mhm.
chances that I graduated exactly 12 years before? And
Mhm.
we know the months go to 12, then they start over. The clock goes to 12 and then it starts over. Here in the US, right? We go from first to 12th grade, then it's higher learning. So I was like, okay,
Mhm.
now he's on the next step um to his higher learning, right? And so all this
Mhm.
was kind of already telepathic, but then they gave me physical proof for me to see, like, okay, what are the chances you graduated? And then to add extra to that, less than a month later from when we laid my brother's body to rest, Nipsey Hussle got murdered, which is here in LA, right? A
Mhm.
famous
I remember that.
rapper, entrepreneur. So
Mhm.
after Nipsey Hussle passes, because when my brother passed, it was like there was no veil anymore. I became super sensitive. I think because I needed to connect with my brother. So that's one of the biggest lessons I found out, that love, if there's ever a thing that could unite people across universes, galaxies, time, space, dimensions, it was love. Nothing was gonna keep me from connecting to my brother. So there was no veil anymore. I saw multiple
Mhm.
realities, dimensions, what you could call heaven, where you anything. There was nothing that was kept for me during that time.
Wow. Wow.
Everything was, it was just, so it was weird, right? But so anyways, I
Wow.
started hearing, Nipsey Hussle's voice, and I was like, why? I didn't never listen to his music, right? And then I went to try to listen to his music, and sure enough, it was like a little too street for me at that point. I had already outgrown that for that point in my life, right? But then I started looking up, and he had interviews of like him doing all these things, right? Like starting some stuff for the kids and this tech
Yeah.
school, and he got that whole shopping center. And I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. So, and hearing his interviews, he was really intelligent. So then I give it another chance, and I found some songs I liked. So I went to download it, and I saw that his last album that was released before he was murdered was released on 216. So I was like, what? And his
Mm.
last album was called what? Victory Lap. So I was like,
Yes.
wow. So now they're showing me. I even wanted to reach out to his family, but I was like, wow, they're gonna be like, who the hell are you? Right. So I wanted to be like like my graduation, my brother's graduation, Nipsey Hussle's victory lap. So he finished,
Yes.
and yeah, and I mean, I wrote about it in the book because there was so much information. But then I'll even tell you this, for example, after Chadwick Boseman even came to me in a dream, right? The one
Wow.
that played
Yeah.
Black Panther. And
Yeah.
guess what? When I
What?
found out Black Panther was released on 216. So I was like, what? Yeah,
Wow.
so it got deep. That's what I'm saying. It got deep. Like all
Wow.
these beings are coming to me in dreams, and they're like, "How are we connected? Why are you?" And in the dream, Chadwick Boseman was in. My brother was driving me through the spirit world. So it was like he was driving this, and it looked like we are in this old truck my brother used to have. And then I knew it was Chadwick Boseman, but he appeared as a panther. And when
Mm.
yeah, and then it was like, oh, I got chills like all that
Wow.
time because it was, yeah. No, so I was like, how am I connected to all these beings, right? And then I started seeing how that's why 216 became, it showed me how there was a pre-planning to it. Not just, I mean, people are okay. You don't mind if people, like, for me, it was almost showing me that this reality is created, right?
Okay.
So in that essence, we have the ability to create this amazing world, right? Because it's almost like there's different ways of seeing it. It's like we already created it, or we're creating it on the fly, right?
Right
On the
now.
go. Because
Yes.
even that, then it took me to another thing, and the movie The Matrix, because I was like, wow, so this thing is like a Matrix, and the Matrix is 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Wow.
2:16.
I had no
That's what I'm saying.
idea.
Yeah. And then one day something tells me, look at this pyramid where, when I was in 8th grade, I went to this pyramid with my brother that passed. We even climbed to the very top of this pyramid, and they told me to look up that pyramid. And when I looked it up, the pyramid, the Sun Pyramid in Mexico, is 216 feet tall, 216. And
Wow.
in meters, it's 6'6". So my brother's birthday and departure date were already in that pyramid that we climbed as kids. So then this 216 started showing me, it went really deep like that, right? It started showing me how all the things in my life. So for me, it was a whole pre-planning. My whole life was pre-planned. So then they showed me kind of like that. Like me and my brother had already agreed to what had happened. Whether it was just to wake, like there was gonna be this huge wake up, so then I could bring this knowledge to the world, kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So through this pain, like how could I ever forget 216, right?
Yes.
Um, 216 is important because it shows, it's almost like it would disprove that this reality, there's any kind of big bang. And I know scientists would probably be like, oh, I'm a scientist, what do you know? But I showed enough proof, like I think once they showed the statistics, the amount of miracles that were tied into Jesus are humanly impossible. So that's kind of how this is. The amount of data or things I show with this 216, there's no way it can even be uh like, I don't even know what's the word. Mathematically, it's
Oh,
impossible.
yeah.
It's impossible mathematically, so that many things could sync, so this world is created, right? There is no and that's why I like that. I've always, like, with the native culture, I'll say now I say the creator more than God, right? Obviously when I was little I would say God, but I say the creator because obviously this place is created, right? but
Yes.
um but at the same time we're co-creating, right? We are creators too with the creator,
Yes.
so we could build something beautiful. I think if there's any message that I can give with that, and this is how it always happens, there's always more than one person that gets the message. So after I published my book, I went to check if it was on Amazon, right? And this other man's book popped up, right? And it said the 216 name of God. Oh, the 216 letter name of God. So I didn't even know that in, like, I guess the
Mm.
Torah, or for they already said that God's name was of 216 letters, that it was the name Moses said when he split the Red Sea and all this stuff. And so
Wow.
yeah, so 216 was this deep thing. But this man, he was a mathematician and he was led to it. His story was funny because I was like, why didn't they give it to me like that? Like, that would have been a better way of giving me the story. He said that one day he woke up and his wife was asleep next to him. He grabbed his phone, right? He used it for light. He didn't want to wake her up. And he went to go pee, right? So he woke up in the middle of the night. He had to go pee. He looked at his phone. After he finished peeing, he looked at his phone again and he was like, what? And he knew that 216 minutes had passed exactly. So then that led him down a rabbit hole mathematically, finding out about 216, right? And so I was like, wow, why didn't they just imagine? Like, I would have rather got it of just going pee and then, 216 minutes instead of all the things the way I had to learn about it. But I think it was meant because I think after he was even, when I read what he wrote about it, he said that he was being ridiculed by the mathematical community because he showed how this 216 number is in every single thing on the planet, from the flowers, and it's with that Fibonacci sequence and Metatron's cube and all the sacred geometry. He broke it down. So see, here I showed it through a different way and he showed it mathematically. So I think he was meant to reach all the people mathematically and I was meant to reach it through story, right? Like, wait, how could it be that all the first song I ever wrote was tied into 216? This was tied into 216. The pyramid I went to as a kid was tied into 216. When I graduated, right? All these things, these movies I would watch were tied into 216. One of the biggest things, before the pandemic, I worked on a show and it was about a pandemic breaking out. After the pandemic broke out, 3 years later, I was like, wait, wow, the pandemic is happening just like when I worked on that show. I went back to look at that show and it was episode 216.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so they've even showed me prophecy through this 216 code. So for me, it's deeper, even that they're showing me what's going to happen. So they're showing me things I just hadn't caught on to it yet. So now if I see it, it leads me, like, even in prophetic things, right? So now it's even like, oh, okay, this is, so if I would have known back then, I'm working on this, but 216 hadn't been revealed to me. I think they did it like that. So then I could go backwards and see, like, oh yeah, this is humanly impossible. There's no way this thing was in all these things in my life.
Yeah.
There's no way.
How can we work with 216? Is there any way that we could work with it, or is it a number for us to just pay attention to and acknowledge that we're in alignment?
I think the biggest take from it is that, imagine if you know that this world is a creation, that this is a created world, then wouldn't you want to, like, it's like that. Like, if you're, I mean, hey, I guess even saying that, I probably answered my own question, but I kind of want people to take this in. Like, obviously, yeah, you could be someone that chooses, you got the paintbrush, you could paint something chaotic if you want. Me personally, I'd rather paint something beautiful, right? Like, that's kind of what they were showing me, like how, because even that, I'm I even notice now, like like manifesting is a real thing, and I don't do it in the way like, oh, let me manifest this, Bentley or something. Which maybe I should start trying to do.
I was getting ready to ask you, why don't you?
I
Because
don't know.
if we all have that power and we're all here to be creators and we can create anything, having a Bentley is no better than having a Volkswagen. It's all just energy. So why
Yeah.
not create a Bentley?
Well, I think that's why so much knowledge was given to me, because they know, man, I've had the most beautiful experiences on this life without none of that material stuff. I wouldn't trade it. Someone could come with me with their Ferrari and this and that, and I've had better experiences without that. I
Yes.
can truly treasure this life. And I think that's why I've been such an open vessel for spirit to communicate, because that doesn't impress me. Not because it's not an impressive thing, right? Obviously, we see a Ferrari, even me, I'll be like, oh, that's a nice car. Like, I want to drive that, right? But I've had these amazing experiences. I know how beautiful this life is, right? I know what it's like to not have a TV or a working phone or this and that, and value that moment. I had this amazing experience that, man, I think I wanted to cry on the spot. One day I took my two nephews deep into the mountains, and I was conscious of them. I was like, these kids ain't used to it. They're going to be tired on the way back, right? We're like miles into the mountains. We got to march miles back, right? And then the river was amazing. It's flowing there and everything. And all right, let's go. And they're like, wait, Uncle Omar, can we just take this in? This is so beautiful. Like, how does this even exist? And I'm like, what? Like, are they really talking like this? Like,
Wow.
no, wait, but it's just amazing. Like, this can't be real. Like, this is so amazing. And I'm like, wow, this is it. They get it. Like, this is my blood. Like, right, they're not my kids, but they're my nephews, same blood running through them. So I was like they got it. This meant more to them, right? There's no reception up there. There's no phones, no nothing, no
That's
video games.
beautiful.
Yeah, they were still probably, I don't even think they were teenagers yet. And they're like, no, come on, can we just sit down and take this in? Like, and I'm like, what? Like, really? Like, yeah, yeah. Let's sit here. Let's take in this river and these trees and this breeze and all this stuff. Like, so see, there's something magical, but people are so consumed with everything. So I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have that mind of, oh, well, let me manifest this helicopter and let me this and that. Like, I'm good. I wouldn't trade my life experience for nothing.
I agree. I wouldn't trade it either. But now that I know that it's all just energy, I'm open to more things.
Absolutely.
Because one thing that I tell my children, I know this, like, because I'm an actor as well, and I know how when I'm on a show, people are like, "Oh my God, Tangie, you're doing so great," and then if I'm not on the show, it might just be that they're happy to see me. But I tell my children, whether I'm working or not, whether I'm rich or not, whether I'm living in a big house or not, it's my soul that's important. So I can have a good time in a Ferrari and I can have a good time by a tree or a rose or whatever. So if you had one piece of advice that you could share with the world based on everything that you've experienced, everything that you've learned, like if right now source energy, God, the creator, was saying, Omar, tell him this, what would you say?
The first thing that popped in my head as you were saying that was, so first of all, yeah, if you feel like there's something you want to go after, then go for it. Please do. Don't ever sell yourself short on that dream, because maybe that's part of your journey, right? Maybe you have to get that Ferrari, that helicopter, that house, get it. And maybe after that, there'll be something, there's a lesson in that for you. But this is what I got. This is what popped in my head was the first image I saw was the turtle. Know that
Turtle.
you are the turtle, right? Like, you have everything you need. You really do have like your house with you, right? because this is our house. This human body is the house
Yes.
for our soul while
Yes.
we're here, right? It helps us
Yes.
experience. So take care of this first, obviously, because this is gonna have you experience all those things. That experience you're gonna have in the Ferrari. Well, this is the first house you got to take care of, right? This house of that's
Yes.
gonna drive you in the Ferrari or the helicopter or go skydiving or all these things that you're gonna experience. So first, remember that first of all, because without that, nothing, right? Not that you won't have a pleasant experience, right? Because maybe there's something beautiful in that too, right? But I would say first, just appreciate, right? Appreciate that we get to experience this whole life journey in this house first, right? Like the little turtle, right? So, you
Yes. Like
know,
a
yeah,
turtle.
yeah. And the turtle goes and if it needs to seek shelter, it goes up in its little thing. But yeah,
In
by
the
all
cloud.
means, there's nothing that's impossible, right? Don't ever think anything's impossible, right? Nothing is impossible. Who said that? There was a slogan, impossible is nothing, right? Or something like that, or
I
I
like it.
forgot.
Impossible is nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that was, I forgot. I don't know if it was Adidas that had that slogan, impossible is nothing
Nothing
or
is
something like that.
impossible. Impossible is
Yeah.
nothing. I don't know, but Michelle said people will steal your Bentley and leave your Volkswagen alone. She said, plus it costs
Ah,
less to repair a Volkswagen and keep it going.
yeah. No, I
um,
mean, oh, you know what? Let me share this story real quick. Once I wrote a song because of that. I was driving. I remember it was like over 100 degrees out. And I was driving, I had a little bucket, right? I had even crashed. I didn't have money. So even one of the lights, I just wrapped it up in tape, right? Transparent tape. Because the light was like, I don't know, $80 or so. I was like, I can't buy the new. So it was like this crashed up little bucket I had, right? Um, and I was driving on this super hot day, and sure enough, I looked to my left, and there's this Rolls Royce, and it's broken down, and the guy's right there in the 100-degree sun, and I was just like, wow, like, and I was in the greatest mood, right? I'm driving, singing, and I was like, well, I mean, it's cool to have that, but the same, right? And that's how I started the song. It was like, hey, dog, the funniest thing happened to me today. What's that? I seen a Rolls Royce broke down on the highway. And I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not him. Could you believe that, homie? Shoot, I was like, I'm glad I'm not him. Just trying to say, see, we all have, it's not about
yes.
that, right? I know it's just not about like, hopefully you could find happiness. I mean, still go for whatever you want. Hopefully that message is clear. You
It
don't need that
is.
stuff to be happy, but if you want it, by all means, go after it,
Go
right?
for it.
Be relentless for it. Um, but yeah,
One
yeah.
one thing that I've learned in my through my difficult times that I've grown through is stuff or options are more important when you have none.
Mm.
But when you have them, they're not important. And having them, having options, doesn't come from having stuff. It's in your mind. It's knowing in your mind, I can have it all. So I can sit in my little box knowing I can have it all and not care about any of it. Because
Mm.
I can be, happiness comes from the inside. So I'm in agreement with what you said. And the quote is impossible is nothing. You know, I had to find it. Impossible is nothing.
Okay, and that's
Oh,
Adidas?
and it is a famous Adidas slogan
Okay, yeah,
by
yeah.
a quote. It was inspired by a 1974 quote from Muhammad Ali.
Oh, wow, okay. So let's
Yeah.
give credit where credit is due. So Muhammad Ali came up with that. All right, nice. I like
Muhammad
it, man.
Ali said, impossible, I can't do them. Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is nothing.
Wow, I love it. I
So,
love it.
y'all, we didn't even get
I
into
know,
so many things.
man. I know.
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, but I mean, we could always talk again whenever,
yeah, we'll
whenever
have
you're
to talk
ready.
again. We'll
Yeah,
have to talk again.
but just to say with that, right? I've never not tackled something that I wanted to accomplish. Like even when I started acting, I remember when I started acting, I was doing it, and people were like, oh, you're acting like how, like that was my dream. I went to school for that. And I'm like, well, why am I living your dream? Yeah, I mean, go do it. Right. So I've
Right.
always done things like, so that's a huge thing too in life. Do it. Right. Like, what are you
Do
waiting
it.
for? What are you scared about? Right. Yeah,
Do
if
it.
this is a creation, right? Paint your canvas, I mean, yeah, there's nothing to be
Do it.
afraid of, really. I mean, we could go deeper into that, but that'd be a whole and
But
that's
no, you're
another.
right. Do it. And there's nothing to be afraid of. And astrologically, right now, it's the time for us to do it. Like whatever ideas and thoughts and things that we want to share with the world, now is the time to do it. Even if people say that's crazy or ain't nobody gonna believe you or that don't make no sense. If it comes for you to do it, like back in the day, I remember Prince and Michael Jackson.
Mm.
You remember they used to say if one got an idea, he would rush on it because he knew that if he didn't, Michael was going to get it or vice versa.
Yeah. Michael said he would wake up his producer in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, we gotta go to the studio right now. If we don't do it, Prince is gonna get it." So
Yes,
yeah, I
because
love
it's
that because
coming
they
out
were right.
and
Yeah.
we're it's all energy. So
No,
y'all,
well,
go ahead.
no, well, that happened even when I was in a group. Me and my friend had came up with this song, but we didn't record it. And then we saw Snoop Dogg come out with a song similar, and it was like, what?
See,
And of course, no one was gonna believe it. Like, okay, how did? But see, it was something different. See, I wasn't aware to that level, but it was just funny how it's up there in the ethers, right? Like, who wants this one, right? Who wants? So it's crazy how and how connected we all are too. So it was amazing back then to see little things like that. Like, wait, what? Like, but we looked at it also in that way of like, oh, well, great minds think alike. See, we're on the right track. If Snoop is writing songs similar to what we came up with, then we must be on the right track too, right? So we saw it in that way, but so you could look at it in both ways, right? Like something like that.
yes. So what are you doing now? Are you still rapping? Are you I know that you're psychic and I know that you read people. I know that you do the tarot cards. What all are you doing right now? Acting or is it everything?
Yeah, kind of everything, but I am trying to focus more moving towards the spiritual, right? Like doing readings.
That's
I
good.
yeah, like yoga. I've been a yoga instructor now for a while. I got certified last year, and then that. So it's all more like leaning in that direction, right? So all the things, um, yeah, that kind of is my main focus, right? And still learning, right? You never stop learning. I don't mind, right? And the good thing is, as Geminis, we love to learn. So
Yes.
yeah, so I'm
Yes.
learning. I'm always new things are opening for me, right? Spiritually. So let me, if you don't mind, I don't mind if can I share something?
Please share something.
Okay, so for example, one of my things about my walk spiritually has been like things will come to me and then I go down the rabbit hole. And that's crazy. I don't know why I chose it that way, if I chose it or however, but it's fascinating to me because yeah, there are things I shouldn't know about unless I knew about them in a past life or something like that. But there's these like different characters or different things that come to me, whether in a dream or in person, right? I'll have a vision of it and then I go searching for it. And yeah, it'll take me like sometimes I'll study that for like a couple weeks or maybe it'll lead me down a rabbit hole for months. But I love that 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 part of my journey, right? That things will
Mm,
come to me and I'm curious enough, right? I think because also Geminis are like the most curious sign or something.
yes, we
I'm
are.
yeah, I'm curious enough that I'll start pulling on that thread, like, huh, where
So
like
it's what I when you said that the vision that I saw was like they give you your textbook.
mm,
They deposit the textbook in your subconscious or in your brain or whatever, and then you're like, "Ooh, I got to find out what this is." That's what I saw, and that keeps you growing in the direction that they have for you.
yeah. I mean, even when I studied the Bible, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way, because when I started studying the Bible, then it led me to other books. Like I was spiritually led to other books, right? some of them came to me in dreams, and then I was like, oh wow, this is actually a book, right? Like, and connected to. So it was funny. They were showing me these books that were taken out of the Bible, were actually, they had something in them because they were coming to me in dreams. There's no reason I should have even known about these books. So here
Well,
are these.
a couple of things too, though. A couple of things. I think there are a myriad of ways for spirit to speak to us.
Yeah.
But the when I think about, like, there were religions before the Bible, but there were also, Snoop Dogg might have got the Bible, and Omar and his group might have gotten the Quran, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same information in different. You can speak Spanish and you understand it that way, and maybe I'll sign it or something. You know what I mean? It's the
Yeah.
same information. So you don't have to say no disrespect. We get
No,
it.
no, no. But what I was gonna say was, even that, like, a lot of my Christian friends would tell me, oh well, the Bible is that's it. That's the only thing you need, and you don't have to learn anything else, and it's just this. But then they would even say, the Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. But we know now, even basic is almost like a derogatory term. Base, who stops at basic? Like, are you gonna be a basic athlete? Are you gonna be a basic actor? Are you gonna be a basic historian? So even when they said that, it kind of like it went against what they were trying to tell me. Oh, basic instructions before leaving Earth. Wow, I'm not basic. So I'm gonna learn everything. Like, you're not just gonna stop me at basic.
And
Okay, basic
and
instructions before, but Omar isn't a basic person, so I'm not gonna
and he's
stop
not
with.
either. But
Yeah,
that's
but see,
do you know that's the first time in all of my years of living that I've ever heard basic instructions before leaving Earth.
oh wow.
Wow. Now I'm thinking of my own my own title. Hmm. I got to think of something.
What,
But
for
I've
like
never
Tangy,
heard
like
that.
the for your name Tangy, or for what?
For Bible.
Oh.
For Bible. Bold intelligence, becoming, loving, energetically. I just never heard that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I heard it since I was yeah, probably still a teenager. They would say that, and after I was like, wow. I mean, they kept taking me down the rabbit hole and learning this and learn that and learn that. So I guess they didn't want me to stop at basic. So you
Right.
know,
Thank you, Michelle. Right. Exactly. And I really think, it's a time when people are opening their minds, because once we start studying, whether we study the basic instructions or the other instructions, once we start studying for ourselves, we find that a lot of what we're taught, what we've been taught, didn't really make sense. I mean, if you just break it down to God being omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, then that means he, she, it, them, they are everywhere, evenly present. And so we got to take it all in. It's like, that's how I live. It's all good. It's all good. Everything that happens in my life. Everything that happens to bless me.
yeah,
Everything, even if it's a lesson in it. You know
yeah, yeah. No,
what
no.
we
I just, you made me remember, like once I was working on a show, and sure enough, a bird pooped on my head, and I was like, "What?" And then this girl in front of me was like, "No, no, that's good luck. That's good luck." I was like, "What?" And then after all these good things happened, and I was like, "Wow." I was like, "All right,
right.
then I guess it's good luck." So the same, right? Things that happen sometimes, we might be like, "Why did that happen?" And it's like the universe trying, or creator, whoever trying to bless us. Our ancestor, grandma over there, like sending a bird to poop on our head so we could be
It's
blessed after.
it's good luck. Even when you were telling your story, most of my people have heard mine. But one thing I talk about in my show is my one woman show is my pre-birth and charting my life.
Mm,
And one thing that I told my guides when I was charting it, I was like, get ready. So in my mind, before I came, I assisted, humans, right? I assisted them, I would guide them, and I would hear them complain about things that they couldn't handle. And so on the other side, where I'm out of this body and I'm truly one with God, I'm on the other side like, what? That come on, get it together. I'm telling the little human, we're here for you. I got you. Come on. Oh, you got to have faith. That's all you're worrying about. No, get up. If you just walk it. So when I charted my life, I said, I want to be disconnected from God. I want to feel like I'm disconnected from God, and I'll find my way back. Yeah, I can handle it because y'all going to be with me every step of the way, right? So, I mean, I know if I need help, all I have to do is ask for it. So yeah, I want that. So I charted all of these hard times. And then I come here. And once I get in this human body, I forget that I charted all of that stuff. And most of my life, I stayed out of the body. I was half and half, just finding the good everywhere. And it wasn't until I was blessed with my baby girl who was stillborn that I had my experience similar to yours, where I was disconnected from God, or I thought I was, because I was like, God, this is tangy. Like all I do for you. I be doing good stuff when ain't nobody looking. You gonna take my baby? That sort of thing. And very similar to yours, I was blessed with all of these synchronicities, so that after I found the blessing, after my answer came and I understood that I was chosen and why I was chosen, because my baby wanted to experience love in the womb and chose me, and the darkness came out. Then I was able to remember the dreams and the visions and all the synchronicities that I had that let me know I'm going to have a baby boy. And so when the doctors told me that, I had a fibroid, and if I got pregnant again, the same thing would happen. But if they took it out, I wouldn't be able to have children, probably because scar tissue. I was like, whatever, because I remembered my dream and I went on to have my baby. So like through my hardest times, the biggest blessings have happened. And because like you, I'm a teacher. And I need experiences in order to help people through theirs. Because before, when my life was just, when I was floating, before I was grounded in this body, if a person would come to me with a problem, I immediately found the good in it. Ooh. And now I can meet them where they are and help them come up. So hard times, y'all, are a gift. They're gifts, but we have, and my book is a branch with no leaves, because it was a situation that was presented to me like a gift. But we have to have the courage to look for the gift. Like you found it, even though they showed you 216, you didn't have to believe that. You could have been like, that's some bullshit, but you allowed yourself to hear, and then you started seeing more examples of it, and then you were like, whoa, and now you're like, yes, y'all, yes, we're creators. It's a gift, and we all have the power in whatever situation we're in. We have the power to look for the good, even if right now you don't know how you're going to eat, you don't know where you're going to stay, your man cheated on you, the man on the street punched you in the face. there's a blessing in all of it. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, well, you just reminded me like how, even here in the physical, they brought me the right person, because, exactly a week after my brother passed, they had a native ceremony, and they helped me dedicate it to my brother and everything. And the elder, like 80-something-year-old elder, comes up to me, pulls me aside, and he's like, he tells me, the Creator gave you something. Don't waste it. And had anybody else told me that, I would have punched them in the throat. But because they brought me the right person to give me that, I knew what he meant. I knew there was going to be something. Oh, and so I don't want to end this without mentioning, see, all this that has happened, the podcast, writing the books, becoming a yoga instructor, doing the retreat, which is happening again next year. So if anybody, people already started signing up. So it's already, out there. I don't know if you're gonna put the link to the retreat in the
Yes.
description.
Yes. I'll
So
put it.
yeah, it was amazing, right? This amazing experience. Everything I've met from that point to now, right? So the elder was 100% right? The creator gave me something, don't waste it. But I knew enough to know he knew what he was talking about. But yeah, I still went through all the pain. I went through the grief. I would have just driving breakdown, crying, or hiking breakdown, crying, yeah,
Human stuff, because you are human.
yeah. I mean, I went up to the mountains and I made sounds I didn't even think human beings could make right after I lost my brother. Like I just had this like agonizing yeah, I had this agonized just like pain, right? We were only 3 days apart. Like my birthday is 6/9, his was 6/6. You know what I mean? There was just a lot of we really had a connection, right?
How
So
many years apart?
4 years. We're 4 years apart. But when we were little, it was like, because we didn't have like a lot of money or everything. Sometimes they would buy us one cake, half the cake would be for me, half the cake would be for him, it'd be like happy birthday, happy birthday. So
Oh,
yeah. And we got because he was a Gemini, he understood it. Like that's how he would come up to me. He'd be like, oh, I know you'll understand. Because it was like if nobody else in the family would understand, but he'd come up to me, I know you'll get it. I know you'll understand, so that was kind of like we would understand each other. So yeah, even in all that grief and all that pain, I know I got shown that, so it helped alleviate the pain. There's some people that don't get to experience that. Or sometimes people are being shown, but they don't want to see the signs because grief is tough, right?
that's the thing. That's the thing
blinding
that
for
I was
sure.
going to say. That's why you have to look for it, because even with me, it was about 6 months before I could hear the voice tell me why it happened, because
Mm,
it's harder to hear when we're angry and frustrated and screaming and hollering and sad and all of that stuff. That's why the breath work is so important. If we could just take a moment and just to relax ourselves, and then it would help us to hear. Do you agree?
yeah, no. I mean, for me, they had to do it right away because, I went to that dark place, right? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like, and so they did like damage control real quick, right? And it was crazy because I had this friend too, like she had just came out of the spiritual closet, and so she's a medium too, and she was helping me, like she was telling me everything my brother was saying to me right away, right? Um, and she was like my angel during that time, because I remember once I was even driving and I just started like pushing the gas. And she literally texted me at that moment, like, "Hey, Omar, you need to calm down." I was like, yeah. So even they were sending me like angels, right, through human form or however. So I knew how much support I was getting, right? So it wasn't wasted. Anything I had ever done to help others, it was being returned to me. And this time when I needed, so I know there were people looking out for me. They're getting, as I'm, starting to floor at 80, about to hit 90, like just driving. And my friend texted me, like, "Oh, you need to calm down."
Yes.
Like if
Yes.
she was in the seat next to me, right? Like I was like, what? Like, how is this even happening, right? So it was, yeah. And you could
Mm.
see those beautiful moments. I know it's a tough thing. I know it's tough, but they're there, right? Like they're there. They're absolutely there, right?
They're
So
there. They're there. And everything that we go through, they're there. And in my situation, people told me not to question. They kept
mm,
telling me, don't ask. We don't ask why. We don't question God. And I was like, whatever. He need to tell me. I want
yeah,
to know.
yeah.
And now I can't even imagine why anybody would think that the creator couldn't handle Tangi Ambrose's little question. Why you take my baby? He can't handle that. What?
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you're going through, but wow. So is there anything in particular that you do for your brother now? Like do you, I don't know, volunteer to help with PTSD? Is it that the PTSD?
No,
Post
I mean I was trying to get into that, but I think it's hard for me to not talk about the spiritual stuff. It went so much in that direction that I know they don't like. It'd be
That's
hard to
where they're
talk.
pushing you. That's what they want you to
Yeah,
do. Because this is all. What's your brother's name?
Miguel.
Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel.
Hola, Miguel. With your fine self. I got a feeling you fine, Miguel. So, but all of this is for him. And in my opinion, everything that you did after you decided to stay in this world and share 216 and your gifts, your psychic readings, all of that, because you could have left, but it seems like all of that is the two of you working together, him being here for you, or
Oh
you
yeah,
being
and
here for him,
yeah, and he still
Yeah.
comes to me in dreams. Like at one point he was coming to me in dreams. He was helping me, and I saw that he could have left. It was like he could have left, and he chose to stay and help me. Right? Like I even told him in one dream, like, "You're good. You could go now. You're good. You don't have to stick around." But he'll still come, and every time he shows up, it is something important. If I'm not getting it, he'll show me in the dream, right? Like he'll come to me and then he'll show me very
Omar,
clearly.
listen, focus.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
exactly. And I
Hmm.
get it when he shows me, I'm like, fine. I get it. So yeah,
Mhm,
he's
mhm.
still yeah. He's still around. He's still around. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Thank you, Miguel. Gracias. Let me ask you this. He would like me, Omar.
Yeah.
Um, you said that you are moving into doing readings.
I mean, I've been already. I'm just you know, I have to, because culturally there's a lot of things too, right? Like culturally, you don't really put it out there, this and that, right? But I was led in a different way to where I was being told a lot to go ahead and start. Like that's literally what happened. The day I announced that I was gonna start doing mediumship readings, things opened up way more. So we're like, oh, okay, so you're ready. Okay, boom. And then I started experiencing all these things. So a lot of times that is how it is. It's when things get kept from us because we're really not ready, right? So a lot of times it is things like that, right? So when I finally, because I was getting nudged for a long time, over a year, 2 years, they were like, do readings. And it is beautiful, right? Like a lot of times, right, I connect people to their loved ones, and just seeing that, right? Like the joy it brings, and the confirmations, right? Things that it's impossible for us to know, right? Like so
Right.
detailed, and then it's just a beautiful thing for people to know that, right? That their loved ones are still around. They're like their biggest cheerleader on the other side. And how many people feel alone here, and we're never alone. If there's anything, I guess it's that, for people to know we're never ever.
You're
There's
alone.
even relatives that you never met in this physical life. Because once I got someone, I remember one of my first readings ever, it was someone that it was like a great aunt. So this person wasn't even alive when that aunt was alive, and I got all these things, and then so they asked their mom, and sure enough, the mom confirmed everything. I was like, wow, I felt so much love. Like my heart was like bursting with love. So this person
Mhm.
that you never even met in this has been watching you this whole time throughout your life, like helping you. So yeah, we have people that we don't even realize, like how some people say guides, but even ancestors, relatives that are over there rooting for us, right? They want us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Do you do it online
Yeah,
or do
while
you
the
do it
reading,
in person?
no, the readings, I could either do them in person, or like there's a Zoom link, right? So I could do it like that, meet up with someone on Zoom, we schedule a meeting, and then I read them that way.
So right now, let me ask you this. You might not need to. Do you go into meditation for an hour, or like right now, could you read something, I don't know, about me? or the world or one of the viewers? How does it work?
Oh, I got chills. Well, I see a woman standing behind you. She looks older woman, obviously dark skin, white hair. I see her more like in a dress. I don't know if it's like flowers on it. It looks like it has blue and white. So I don't know if there's any. You have a picture of someone that was wearing like a blue and white.
It's my aunt dear, and whenever she comes to me in dreams, she always has that blue dress on.
Wow.
Yeah,
So there
and
it is. You see?
and it has a belt around the waist.
Mm.
Do you see a belt? Does she having a belt now? Unless she took it off.
Well, now that you said it, I see that. But before, I wasn't paying attention to the belt.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Ah,
Oh, so that
okay.
was your aunt then.
That was my auntie.
Mm.
And that was the same auntie who came to me in a vision to prepare me for my child that was stillborn.
Wow.
I used to have that picture on the refrigerator. I'm gonna find it. That picture. She got the glasses and a little curly hair and the blue dress on, and she's dark skinned, dark
Yeah,
brown.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, with the white hair.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Wow, wow.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So
That's my
yeah. So
auntie.
imagine you literally have like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy that, and it's funny because we don't like. I don't think I'm used. I know, and I don't feel any like, oh, I'm showering. Are they watching me? Or if anything, that shows you how it's good to live like a life where you don't have to worry about. I don't
You
worry
don't
about
have to
nothing. Like
hide.
I don't worry about anything. And I think people don't realize that on the other side, all those things that people do, like can see or trying to be sneaky, like everything could be seen on the other side. So like
Everything.
I
And when she passed, I was like, oh, I can't do nothing no more because she's was Christian. That dress, she never wore pants. She never wore shorts. She always,
wow,
was
the dress,
holy, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
since she's been on the other side, she has come to me and told me that God ain't tripping about all that stuff that we used
yeah,
to believe and that I should live,
yeah,
live your life. They
yeah,
tell me that a lot. You go out and you be you, Tangi. You play the game. And
yeah,
I often think with whatever it is that I'm dealing with, I'm like, my higher self is having a good time
mm,
because my higher self wanted to experience all of this, the hard times, the good times. Like as humans, we label it, but the higher self is like, oh, okay, how we gonna get out of this? Woo, this is nice. Oh, wow. So this is all I have to choose from, and all of them seem tough, but I got to pick one. You know what I mean? The higher self is having a ball. It's a playground because it knows that we win.
mm,
Right.
absolutely. And I think I have to. I see your little the cinnamon dogs right there too.
Oh, you see
Yeah, yeah,
cinnamon.
my whole crown's lighting up. So I'm like, oh wow. Like I think because I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing because she knows I already know that, but it's there. Like I could see little like it's adorable.
Oh,
Little
that
cinnamon.
makes me happy because I've been oh, I got chills. See,
Mm,
because
yeah.
I've been wondering how he was doing. So, oh,
It's crazy because to me, see, I could see it like if it's there, it's crazy. Like it's very like present, it's crazy. Like yeah,
wow. Now,
but
how do you distinguish between cinnamon being here and an actual dog that's still in the body? Is there a
well,
difference?
yeah, no, I mean, it's almost like there is times when I'll see it like it appears in the like an angel has appeared to me and it was like here, right? Like I
Yes.
like if I would have reached out, I could touch the angel, right? Um, but like this, it's almost like it's weird. It's almost like if there's a split screen or something, like or a double screen, because I could see it like in my mind's eye, but it's
I
almost like
got you.
yeah, it's weird.
I understand. I
Mm,
understand completely because I saw my babies before they came,
mm, yeah,
so
yeah.
I get it.
But
I
it's like I could see you there, but there's another version of that with them in it that's there too. So it's really strange the way. See how capable humans are. Like we could do all these amazing things. Like you know, it's we
yes,
have so many things we can
yes.
do. Right?
Look at me being still just in case.
Don't step on cinnamon.
Right. Come on. Hey, baby.
Oh,
Ah!
wow. Yeah.
Oh, so
Beautiful.
so when you do a reading, and where would they go to get a reading from you?
Oh, there's a Calendly link where they could book the session. It's like if you go to my YouTube right on there, I could send you the link. So if you want to post it in the description somewhere,
Yeah.
or if not, yeah, on the In a Good Way, I try to put it on my videos, right? Like yeah, I try to put it on my videos, but
Oh, oh, so if
yeah,
they
I
go to
don't know like yeah,
in a good way, then they can go to the description of the video, and there will
yeah.
be the link. That's so smart. I don't put any links. I'm
Mm.
gonna do better. Okay, I like that. And then, how did you get into tarot reading?
Well, tarot came to me in a dream during like the pandemic. I think it might have been in 2020. And at that point, I think I was it was weird because I was tuned in, but at the same time, I think at first I was good and then I started closing off, right? So I think everything got a little too extreme that then I wasn't listening, right? After I did kind of go into that mode. And so they even started bringing me messages. Like I had a dream. And when I woke up, I went to Google. I found the reader, and then that reader had the exact message that they showed me in the dream. So I was like, "Whoa, what is
You
this?"
can't
And I
run.
didn't even know how to pronounce tarot at that point. But then, and even that reader mentioned like, "Oh, I see the birthday here 6/6," and I was like, "What?" Like, so it was all like, you know, like saying things about, "Oh, you just had someone that passed away," and I was like, "Oh my god, like, are you kidding me?" So then I went down the rabbit hole, and I saw like, yeah, it came to me in a dream, right? So I didn't know how it. I think they knew I needed that at that moment because so I get it, right? Like it's not like, oh, just go all into tarot and base your whole life on it all the time, because then what's the point of experiencing this journey, right? The surprises in life and all the things that happen. But sometimes, yeah, if we feel a little stuck, and at that point, yeah, there was part of me that felt alone. And then I felt like that was a community. Even though they couldn't see me, I started feeling like, wow, they get me. These readers would say things that would resonate, that I felt like no one understood what I was going through. And even
Mm,
that, right? Like there was something that these readers they would be saying, because they would, like, if they were feeling it, right? They were feeling, oh, whoa, this and that. And sometimes they'd express that, right? So, but that's how it came to me in a dream first, right? It came to me in a dream, and that's how I connected with that during the pandemic. So
okay, so you want to pull a card for me and see what comes up?
sure, I got these funny ones. So if you want me to, oh, okay, that one's not.
That wasn't for me,
No,
y'all.
no, because that was
He said
just the
he
top one.
he said he's
That was
got these funny ones, so it is no telling what he's gonna pull. But we'll we'll see what happens.
yeah, absolutely. Hold on, let me flip these ones. Wow, that's funny. Okay, I thought
Okay,
you had forgot. I had forgotten about that. So let's see.
but I forgot.
And you could tell me if it resonates.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you the truth too if it resonates. I'm telling the truth.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa! I like
I
that
don't know. I
response.
don't agree. I don't agree with this one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't know. What do you think? You're not spiraling right now, right? Look at it. Says
Oh
your
no.
higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral.
No, I am not spiraling.
Not
Mm-mm.
right now.
The little crazy ones don't work.
Yeah, yeah. That's
That's my
funny.
higher self saying, Don't be using those little funny cards.
Yeah. Let me see.
Those are the jokester cards for the parties, right?
No, these are just funny, but I did one the other day and people were, but yeah, I mean,
Well, pull
like me.
another card from there. I'm not spiraling. I'm in a really, really wonderful place.
Yeah. Well, this one too is kind of similar, so it's funny that these are
I'm
coming out for you.
spiraling. What did the next one say?
Even this one, it's like it said, your guide
Yeah,
said no. You heard
no, you
maybe.
heard maybe.
See, they're like no, and you're like, so maybe. So has there been anything that, don't lie to me now, Tangi?
I'm thinking of anything that I heard maybe, so I should be thinking of something that I heard maybe for.
Yeah, like is there anything that you were like, oh, I want to do this, and nah, that's not the thing for you, but you're like, well,
I'm excited about the film. My girlfriend's getting married. I'm going on the cruise. Is that what they're talking about? They don't want me to
no,
go to the cruise?
no. I mean, I
Um,
didn't even ask a question. I just kind of randomly, because
I
I didn't know
want to
you
go
had a question.
I want to go home to see my aunt and my daddy, but I haven't made the flight yet.
You know what? Then you just made me think about something. I
What?
forgot. Like it could be something that hasn't happened yet. So when it does happen, in that
Oh,
moment, remember, yeah. Remember that if you're about to spiral, be like, oh,
okay.
so
If I'm
yeah.
about to spiral, or if I'm
If
about to
you answer, yeah.
spiral, or if I hear maybe I shouldn't or maybe I should, if I get into a maybe mode, then
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Tangi.
Yeah.
Is my
So let
aunt
me know, yeah.
saying no? Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So let me know if it's a week from now, a month from now, something when you're like, oh
Okay,
wow, I was about to spiral.
okay,
And I remembered that, right? So
okay,
I feel
okay.
like it's gonna be something tied in to a masculine. Maybe there's gonna be a connection. Maybe you're gonna meet a guy and you're gonna be like, and there, because I felt this like almost pain in the masculine side. So
Oh.
now, but why see? I feel like they're gonna show you clearly, like it's gonna be like, nah, this is probably a red flag, and
So I'm gonna meet a man. I'm excited about that, and I'm gonna be thinking maybe, and they're like,
while you'll know, I feel like maybe you'll feel cinnamon biting your ankle, like don't do it.
Okay, okay.
So, but let me know. Then that way we could confirm, right? If not, then I'm gonna throw away this deck right here.
Okay. And what does the other deck say? And BB Electra Tarot says, "Hey Omar,
Hey,
heaven
Brittany.
high, my darling." Mwah. So what does the other deck say? What did they say? The one that
Which one
I
you want? Oh, well, I have this one. This one's I like using this one always. This one's more like this is a man I had interviewed. He's a medium. He's an I think he has a show, the
unlimited.
Indigenous Medium. Yeah, he has a show in Canada, and I interviewed him for my podcast a few years back. Let's see what the message is here.
Okay.
Wow, I love it. Well, it's humility, right? The wolf, and we have a full moon coming up in a few
Oh,
days. What, 2
okay.
days? Tomorrow? The day
Yes,
after, right? It's a
tomorrow.
full moon.
Friday. Yep, day after tomorrow. Humility, the
Yeah,
wolf.
humility. The
Okay,
wolf.
I like
Read it if
humility.
you want, or I don't know how much time.
Go
You want me to
ahead.
read it
We're
for the
overtime already. Go ahead.
All Let me go ahead and read it. Humility. That's funny because that's like the first card in the deck.
I like
Humility.
humility because I grew up knowing that I should be humble. And so I have been making a practice of trying not to be humble, but having humility. Because the way it was described to me, humble keeps your head down praying.
Ah,
Humility keeps your head up where you can receive and be grateful for what you're receiving.
wow. I like that.
So, we weren't taught to have humility. We were taught be humble. Thank you, thank you, never really feeling deserving of anything. But
Mm.
humility is knowing that you're deserving because they made me deserving and being grateful for that and holding my head up. But let's see what yours says.
No, no, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for sharing that. I like that. Yeah, because I hadn't heard that, so I resonate with that. So humility teaches us that we are all equal and that all forms of life are equally valuable. It is through this sacred grandfather teaching that we are taught that no one person is better than another. It is through the consideration of putting others before ourselves that we can truly express humility. Wolf carries this sacred lesson and offers its knowledge to us. To ensure its own survival, the pack must operate as one, and
Mhm.
each member must understand its individual role within the group. The same is true within our individual lives. Humility is what allows us to sincerely ask for help. Only
Mm,
when we recognize and acknowledge the creator's role within our lives can we be truly humble. Accepting that all beings are equal is to capture the spirit of humility. In this way, Wolf becomes our greatest teacher. In this way, Wolf becomes our greatest teacher. For example, it bows its head while in the presence of others and will not take food until all members of the pack have received the share. This respect given to one's community is an important lesson and not one to be taken lightly. If you have drawn this card today, someone close to you may need your assistance, or perhaps you are the one in need of assistance. Give yourself permission to ask for help. This might be an opportunity. There might be an opportunity that comes your way where you must work within a group to ensure that all goes well. Practice the lessons of humility so that any projects you're involved with run smoothly. So maybe something with maybe when you're on the film, maybe
maybe on the film, maybe on the film. It's
ah
mm,
mm,
you think on the film it's gonna
yeah,
be a
maybe.
situation?
I
Mm.
mean, it doesn't have to be though, right? That's kind of that's why it's kind of if you take it in that way, you don't have to take, like, it could be if it well, what happened?
BB Electrotero says, loving this, y'all, and it made me smile.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Brittany. Her name's
Yes. Oh, hey,
Brittany, but yeah.
Brittany. Thank you, Brittany. Go ahead.
Um, yeah, but I mean, oh shoot, I put him back in, huh? But it's like, tarot can always be a warning, but you don't have to, like, how some readers will be like, don't give your power away to tarot, but if you take something from it, then
Yeah.
if there's something that could give you, okay, caution, that makes sense. If it resonates with you, then take it, right? You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like it,
Yes.
it doesn't hurt to prevent from getting into a situation, right? If something's telling you, like, hey, you might have a situation where you're about to spiral. Now like, okay, if you feel yourself about to spiral, you could be like, you know what? I remember that. Wow, okay, let me not spiral, right? Or
Hmm.
let me be humble here. I'm working in a team on this film. Let me remember, it's okay, fine. They want to eat first. Like that actually happens on set, right? People are like, well, SAG's supposed to eat first, or this
I
and
ain't
that.
nobody
Like,
got time for all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we're really gonna kill someone to let like, to let the other people, it's fine, right? Like, if someone's, maybe they're in a rush, they gotta go do something else on set, and is it gonna kill you to wait and let them eat first? Not really, but some people they're willing to die on that. What is it called? What is it? This is the stone you die on, or this is the something. How does it go? That saying?
I don't know, but I know people that do that. Level, hey, Allie. She says, love you both. This was great. We love you too.
Oh,
Omar's
thank
in
you.
tune. Brittany says, love it. It looks full now, but it isn't. Mm.
Mm,
Ooh. Um, with the tarot cards, like I see the card. I don't have to agree with what the person wrote. Cause like for me, I'm comfortable saying I don't think I have a problem being humble.
Yeah.
If anything, I could stand up a little more, I think, for me. So, like when I see humility, I think what I already told you. And then I think right now I'm moving into a time when I'm supposed to be working with more people, community, open to that, Tangi, open to that, because oftentimes I want to make it happen myself.
Mm.
But I do need help. Like with this podcast, I need a producer, I need an editor, I need, help, you know. I like this part, but if I could have somebody else help me with all the other part. And so for me, humility comes in with that. Even though it's not like I think I'm too good, it's just I don't feel like going through the,
You know, your aunt made a face when you said that. She was like,
yeah, when I
I'm
tell
sorry.
you. Hmm.
I shouldn't have said that out loud, huh? I was just
No,
like,
no,
oh
no.
wow.
You can say that out loud. You can say that out loud. You can say that out loud. I don't have, you know, I'm in such a good place. I'm in such a good place, and I've been through so much. I've been through so much, and I'm so proud of me, and I love me, and I like me, and I talk to me in the mirror, and I talk to all of them. It's probably a whole room full of them in here. My mother might be here, my Uncle Sonny, Uncle Buddy, my grandmother, my other grandmother, grandfather, Daddy Ambrose. They're so I'm good. Um, oh, yep. See, look, Brittany, she says a humble spirit is indicative of a divine soul having that agape love. If your intentions are top notch and you demonstrate unconditional love in this world, your heavenly crowns will be lit
Aw.
with a snap, with a snap. So I feel very good. I'm sorry that I don't have some cards to pull for you, Omar.
No, you're
I,
good. I'm good.
I
You
do
know,
have this though.
wow, you have yours. That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Did you do that? You didn't roll your. You have to roll the tongue like an R though. That
Oh, I do like
yeah.
that.
When you the like
Like that.
you're saying no, not like when you're saying the letter like the R, right? The R like that.
I need
Mine
work.
is over there. But I'd have to get off.
Yeah,
So
you have to show it. You have to show it. Omar, you are absolutely awesome. I have enjoyed you thoroughly. Die on that hill. What is Brittany talking about? Die on
oh,
that.
that's what it is. That's the hill you want to die on. So that's the
Oh,
same. And I was like, what is it? Die on that stone or what? Yeah. So it's
yeah.
thank you, Brittany. So it's yeah. Oh, that's the hill you choose to die on. Like that's yeah. So that's the
And roll
same.
and Allie says she can't roll her R's either. I can't
Oh
through. But I try. I
no
try.
carro.
And then when we were in Mexico, because you helped us speak so much that I didn't have to practice my Spanish.
Ah,
Yo
okay.
quiero
Well, next
hablar
time.
español, pero yo necesito mucho práctica. Pero Omar took over. ¿Cómo se dice took over in español?
I don't even know. That's a good one. Wow.
Well, thank you, Omar. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Sandy.
tuning in. Thank you for sharing your story and your music and Miguel and the spirits, and it's a lot of spirits that we didn't even talk about. When
Yeah.
you said the native community, I saw it instantly because I feel it with you. Medicine man, I don't really with I don't see you carrying around stuff, but healing people, I can see that happening. Did you
You know
find out
what?
do you have any idea who you were in a past life?
Yeah, I've been shown different people, right? And it wasn't just in different. It was like yeah. I've been showing a lot of things. So like, but one thing, yeah, it was a recurring thing that in different cultures, yeah, there was always like this medicine man thing, right? So and even like in Egypt, right? In Egypt, I think I don't know why so many people have had these Egyptian yeah, these Egyptian
You look
past
a
lives,
little
man.
like you might you I see that in there.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Why it's funny, even my name, right? Omar, I was like, that's crazy. Like, just all these different things, right? Because even people, I remember I met a man from Pakistan once, and he was this old man, right? And he was like, "Your name's Omar," and he's like, "You have a terrorist name," and he's like, here's this man from Pakistan telling me that. Like, I was
It's
like, I
like,
don't even know. I forgot what his name was, but I guess I don't know if there was a guy named Omar that was known over there. Maybe during the whole Iraqi war. I don't know if it was like Saddam Hussein's guy or top guy was Omar or something.
mm,
But like what? Or Omar Gaddafi? Is that? But now he wasn't even unless that's what they were calling him. But his people loved him over there. That was his name, right? Omar Gaddafi, or was it something
well,
else? No, it wasn't Omar. That wasn't his name. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, yeah.
yeah, and that's
Oh
not
well, you know what? That my mom named me because there was this actor Omar Sharif. That's who I was named after.
I know Omar Sharif,
Yeah. So what is the error? Like yeah. So I don't know what.
Egyptian.
Oh, he is Egyptian.
He's Egyptian.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
he was
See.
good
Wow.
looking.
Maybe that was my first. See, they left me, or I left myself cookie crumbs to find out, different past life stuff. So yeah, literally, she said like, because my dad was working in the U.S. and she was over there, so she had me like by herself, and she's like, I named you what I wanted to name you. Like, I don't even have a
Uh,
middle name, right? She's like, with your other brothers, he gotta say what he wanted, but with you, she's like, I chose what I wanted, and I guess she was like,
Cause
she had
I
a
did
crush
it.
on that guy or whatever, and she was like, Omar, that's it, boom, no middle name, no nothing. But yeah,
Well, I think Omar is perfect for you. I love it. I thank you for tuning in, everyone who tuned in today. Omar, I had such a good time with you. You are interesting and awesome. And
likewise.
I will be present. And if I feel myself spiraling, I will calm myself down and be like, my spirit guides must be saying no.
Mm,
I have been working with my nervous system anyway because I'm claiming a whole new reality for myself. And so I've been doing a lot of work talking to me and keeping me relaxed and calm with whatever happens, knowing that none of it's real anyway. So I stay at peace. So so I do. So let's see. I'm a Gemini sun. Oh my goodness. Omar and I are both Gemini sun. Omar and I are both Leo rising, but I'm a Taurus moon and Omar is a what moon?
Sagittarius, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius moon. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, just we had so many. We won't go into all that, but yeah,
Yeah,
we had so many synchronicities.
we're
Yeah,
both
me
the
and
goat.
Sag.
I'm a fire goat. Omar is
Yeah,
a
yeah. I'm a Earth goat.
He's an earth goat. He and my dog Cinnamon and my daughter have the same birthday, June the 9th. It's crazy. And Brittany's a Leo rising too.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. We would have a good time together. Together.
Leo
Well,
rising.
a Leo rising. Omar, you'll have to come back, or I have to come back and on your podcast. We'll have to do something together again because this is fun. Um, I was thinking about before the retreat. Y'all come on the retreat. We really do have a great time. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Let's see with the comment. Everyone would know that everyone would know that we were there. Omar wasn't as loud. Do you think you're a loud Leo rising or a calm Leo rising?
I
I
mean,
think
I could be, but I mean, what do you mean? Like in the retreat, I definitely was more laid back for sure.
Yeah, well, we're talking because Leo rising, we're like bold. Oh, Michelle said there's a Omar Gaddafi rapper.
Oh.
Isn't that something? Omar
Yeah,
Gaddafi.
yeah. I think he was one of the ones that rap with Tupac, right? Or no?
Oh, we don't know. Omar, what's your Mercury? Do you know your Mercury? Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah. I know the Mercury. It's Cancer.
How do you know that?
Um,
That is
I don't
so
know.
interesting. Let me see. Let me see if I can find my Mercury.
You have Cancer Mercury.
Cancer.
Wow,
Wow, what the world?
we're like the same
Oh my
person,
God. So what's your Venus?
huh?
What's
Well,
your
I don't. I'll,
Venus?
I'll tell you after. I don't want to say like the whole.
Oh my goodness. I'm tripping. You my twin.
Damn, that's crazy.
What?
I
Okay,
like
y'all.
it.
I'm gonna play because we'll be on here all night. Let me see. Let me see what Brittany said. That's why cancers can communicate in a more reversed way. Interesting.
In a more
Oh,
what?
in a more reversed way. Mercury is in Cancer. I don't even know what
Mm.
some of these things are. My Venus is in Cancer too. I guess that means I fall in love and I get a reserved way, in a more reserved way. Okay, see, you did good, Omar. You were like, I was like, I'll just figure it out when I get off. Okay, so I can be reserved sometimes too. Okay, well, I have enjoyed y'all, and have I ever met Brittany?
No, not on in person. No, I've done
Yeah,
lives. I've done lives with her. Like we've done collaborative readings. Like
we
where
have
we.
to all do a three-way live one day. I
Yeah,
think that would be
absolutely.
fun. That would be fun.
Absolutely.
Michelle says, no, Omar Gaddafi didn't rap with Tupac. That was Yaki Gaddafi Fula.
Oh,
Is that so? Who is that? Look, Yaki.
oh, Michelle, that she was on the retreat with us.
Yes, that's our Michelle.
But
Omar Gaddafi didn't rap with Tupac. That was
oh,
Yaki Gaddafi Fula.
well, Omar. So who was Omar Gaddafi? Is that the one from
I don't know
Libya?
these
He was
people.
the ruler of, or the president, or
Let
who
me
was that?
see. I don't know, because when I pulled up Omar Gaddafi, I got this man, and
Yeah.
look,
Okay. So,
but
oh,
look what
but
his
see, it's more.
birthday.
What's his
He's
birthday?
June
No
7th.
way. He's a
That is
Gemini too.
crazy.
And people love, that people said he was an actual good ruler. And then after that, whatever they took him out, that country was like in chaos. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't know how,
yes,
how true that is.
yeah, yeah. That's probably true.
Wow.
It's
So he's a
probably
Gemini.
he's a Gemini too. June 7th. So June the
Prince.
4th.
He was like
June Prince.
Prince was
But we
June
don't want
7th,
to talk
right?
about all the Geminis because you
Oh,
know
yeah,
who
yeah,
is
yeah.
Gemini
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. That's the we
Yeah,
don't yeah, that's a
yeah,
different one. That's
yeah,
a different, yeah.
yeah. So, okay, y'all not gonna let us hang up. Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play my opening again. I need a closing. Don't go anywhere. I just like
Okay.
to watch it. Hold on. Here we go. Ready?
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping, so we think about something different. Why you making just relax with it, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. Makes me so happy to see that. But I think now that I've shaved all my hair off, I need to get, because you know that was Jay Clay singing.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, wait a second, that's Jay Clay.
That was Jay Clay. So I'm gonna have to get another song from either him or you, and I'm gonna have to do a closing with my hair cut short and on the retreat and all that stuff. Okay, I love you, Omar. Let me see. Brittany says, have a beautiful night. Be good or be good at it. I like that. And I will say, thank you for coming on. I hope y'all found something useful. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is, it's all good. And if you can't see the good right now, just try to take a moment to breathe so that you can hear. Because as we know, we are not alone. I'm going to go hang with my auntie and my dog. Love y'all. Bye. Good night.
I love you, everybody. All right. Have a great night.
Oh.